One. Thanks so much for joining today's webinar, everyone. We're really excited about the topic we're going to be covering today because this topic allows Vrbo promotions and Escapia easier to unlock more visibility and bookings on Vrbo. We're going to go through a couple of different items today. For anyone that doesn't know me, my name is Zechariah White. I'm the Director of Support here at Escapia. What we're going to be covering today are two things. We're going to go through and talk about what exactly Vrbo promotions are, how they can improve listing performance on Vrbo, as well as show you a live demonstration in Escapia so that you can see exactly how to set them up in your software for your portfolio. We got two great speakers today. First up is Devin Miller. He's one of the Vrbo account managers here. He's going to walk you through a little bit about what the impact looks like on Vrbo, badging and filtering, the impact it can have on conversion. And then we're going to hand it over to Ibrahim. He's on the Escapia product team. He's going to walk us through a live demo of how to get these promotions configured right in Escapia. So with that said, let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to pass it over on to Devin.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Zach. Let me get my screen pulled up here. Thank you, everybody, for being here today. And again, my name is Devin Miller. I'm one of the account managers here on the partner success team for Vrbo. My job is very easy. It's to help my hosts get as many Vrbo bookings as possible and drive as much money as we can. And so, very excited to talk about our promotions here today. They've been extremely successful across the platform for some of our other users, and very excited for you guys to get the opportunity to take advantage of it here. So one of the big pushing points or selling points that we had with offering these promotions is that on Vrbo, the average traveler, there's a misconception that they may be looking for the cheapest property, but what we found through some of our surveys and just conversations with our travelers is there's a real emphasis on value. They want to feel that when they're booking a property, that they are getting the best value for the money that they're spending, but that doesn't necessarily mean they want the cheapest property. And so promotions are a fantastic way to really show the value of the deal that you are offering to these travelers. The goal with these is also to make sure that you're getting the right person at the right time. Traveler booking behavior is changing year over year, and what we're always seeing is that as we go further into time, the behavior of travelers oftentimes changes with that. So we're seeing a lot of things like last minute bookings happening, a lot of shorter stays. And so this is a great way for you to influence the decision of those travelers on Vrbo to align with what your business is needing there. So let's touch on these promotions here. So as you can see on the screen here, Vrbo promos are very visible to the travelers that utilize them on our platform. So the goal is that you're going to appear higher in search result when you're utilizing them. It's very clearly showing the traveler what the value of the promotion is. And it also is going to help you as a business owner drive more conversion and more revenue because of this. One of the most important things to getting booked on Vrbo is getting your property as high in these search results as possible, and also making sure that when a traveler is utilizing a filter, that your property is appearing in those filtered searches. The average traveler on Vrbo uses anywhere from 7 to 8 filters when they're going through and making a decision. And what we often find is that the promotion and discount filter is one of the most popular that they take advantage of, especially this time of the year as we're getting closer to Black Friday. The other benefit is these promotions really do work. What we find here is that hosts that utilize promotions on average see about a 10% increase in their revenue, as well as a 40% increase in their conversion. And that goes directly with, again, showing travelers what the value of the booking is at the time that they're going through that transaction. As you can see on the example here, these are some of the filters that travelers have the ability to use on the Vrbo platform to specifically find a listing that is taking advantage of these promotions. And with that as well, again, the goal is that you're going to get special badging. You'll have filtered search results that you're appearing in. Other benefits such as strike-through pricing, where it shows travelers how much they're going to save and what the original price was before the promotion comes into play. You're also going to be appearing in these filtered searches that are what travelers are really using before they make the booking itself. At the end of the day, the main goal between all of these promotions is to help you increase your revenue and increase your occupancy with your Vrbo bookings. So let's touch on the promotions that are now live here and those that will be coming soon. So we can break these 4 promotions up into 2 buckets. One's going to be the time frame bucket and the audience bucket. So if you go into your Escapia account now, you'll see you have the capability to utilize early booking and last minute promotions. The goal of these is to help you drive a specific behavior, whether it's getting bookings close to check-in or helping travelers book far in advance so you can better forecast your occupancy and what your calendar is going to look like in the future. So the early booking window is between 60 and 500 days. The last minute is between 1 and 30 days, and you have full control over which parameters you would like to use there. Now, coming soon for you guys here, we're going to have what's called our audience promotions as well. The audience promotions are the member only deal and the mobile promotion. Now, member only deal is a fantastic opportunity because a lot of other online travel agencies do not have a membership program, especially not one as robust as the Expedia One Key program. So this is a great way for you to market your property to travelers that are of a higher quality. They typically stay longer. They're typically going to book further in advance. And typically the respect for your property is much more taken into account with this demographic. The other side is the mobile promotion. This is specifically for travelers that are booking on the mobile app, which is one of our most utilized venues. And as we go further in time, it's becoming more and more utilized by more travelers there. Great opportunity to boost your visibility to that specific audience. And again, you'll have access to these promotions here soon. So now let's dive into some of the specifics over these, and we'll first start with the early booking. Again, this is for travelers that are booking in advance anywhere from 60 to 500 days. So a lot of customization for hosts. What we find here is that the average early booking is made about 150 days in advance. So what we're finding across the Vrbo platform is the average traveler is booking closer to check-in than ever before. And for a lot of hosts, that creates a lot of concern because, again, we're not getting those bookings far in advance to forecast our occupancy and our revenue. So this is a great way to influence that specific behavior. The other benefit that we find too is that the further out a booking is made, typically the more value it comes with. So the average length of stay is 25% longer for early bookers, and they also will take over your weekdays and weekends. So if you're in a market that struggles to get stays between Sunday and Thursday, and most of your bookings happen over the weekend, this is a great opportunity for you to fill in some of those gap days. With the early booking, again, this is almost 50% of our transactions are happening far out, but that number is changing. So this is a great way for you to continue to see those, even if traveler behaviors are changing across the board. These promotions will help you with your occupancy. Again, we're going to have those bookings far out, so we have a good idea as to what's happening. It's also going to help your revenue because, again, the further out the booking is, the more value on average that it drives. The goal of these promotions are not just to discount your rates. The goal is to help you make more money. And next alongside that, we also have our last minute promotion. So this is another time frame promotion to try and get travelers to book closer to check-in and help fill in some of the gaps that you may have over the next couple of weeks here. So this can be anywhere between 1 and 30 days. Again, you have full customization as to how you set that promotion up. Now, some of the statistics here, and this is very important for the Vrbo side of things as well, because if you're familiar with Vrbo's cancellation policies, our most relaxed cancellation policy is a 14-day policy. What we find here is that when you utilize a last-minute booking promotion, the average booking window is actually 12 days. So if you do see a cancellation and it's close to that check-in period, utilizing this last-minute promotion is a great opportunity to get those dates rebooked. Over 55% of our transactions happen under 2 weeks. So again, this is a great way to make sure that you don't have those gaps that pop up on the calendar and go unfilled. The bad thing about this industry is, unfortunately, when we lose those days, we can't get them back. So this is a great way to make sure that we have as many bookings as we possibly can. And some of the stigma around last minute bookings is that they may influence more parties or they may just bring in less desirable guests. But what our data actually shows is that 40% of last minute transactions are made by families. And so the type of traveler that you want in your property is booking last minute. So this is a great way to make sure you're maintaining visibility with that demographic. Again, the goal here is to help you fill your calendar gaps. We want to help expand your visibility and your reach to this growing demographic of travelers that exists. And of course, we want to help you make more money. I think this is also important if you are in a market that sees a lot of short lengths of stay, or if you're in a market that can be impacted by inclement weather. A lot of travelers oftentimes will sit on the sidelines and wait to see what happens before they make a booking. And so we want to make sure that when they finally get the confidence to log into Vrbo, your property is one of the first ones that they see with this promotion. And then I'm also going to cover our audience promotions. Again, these are going to be coming available here soon. So I want to give you guys a look ahead of what's to come. Once you have the capability to load these, they're going to be a great opportunity for you as well. So the member only deal specifically markets to travelers that are enrolled in Expedia Group's One Key program. Now, One Key covers Vrbo, Expedia, Hotels.com, and all of the brands that are affiliated with our company. And so this is a great way for you to also grow your marketing base outside of just the average Vrbo traveler too. One statistic that we actually found was that last year, 30% of bookings that were made from members were actually first-time bookers. A lot of that was related to the One Key Cash program there. So great opportunity. The value with this is that there are 168 million members globally for the One Key program. So a lot of travelers are already enrolled in this, and this is a growing number as well. These travelers are going to spend more and they're going to stay longer. So we really want to make sure that when you see a booking from one of the Expedia members, that they're going to be a high quality of guests, not just from a revenue perspective, but also for the perspective they have for your property. Typically, these are folks that travel frequently, whether it's for business or they just like to travel with their family. And so when it comes to things like house rules, these guests are a lot more in tune with what you're looking to provide. Again, the goal here is that we really want to focus on the quality piece, and we also want to focus on, again, continuing to grow your visibility to make sure that travelers that are utilizing other Expedia Group brands are able to find your property a little bit faster when they're logged into their One Key account. And the other value too is that the average booking value for these are 13% more than non-members. So again, not just that they stay longer, but they also spend more. And then the final audience promotion here is our mobile promotion. This is specifically going to be for travelers that are booking on the mobile device. And what we're finding is as we go further in time, that demographic is continuing to grow, and we're finding more and more travelers are preferring to use the mobile device, especially if they're family travelers and everybody in the family is geographically located somewhere different. Oftentimes they're communicating with the group message. So this is a great way to make sure that when they click that link to pull up the Vrbo dashboard, your properties are one of the first ones that they see. What we find here is, again, 60% of our traveler traffic is coming from mobile devices, and 50% of the bookings are made on these devices. So the name of the game is visibility. We want to make sure that when travelers are on the mobile app, especially when it comes to your search position, that you're as high on their list as possible. Travelers, including myself, typically aren't going to scroll through multiple pages of properties to find something they want. They want to try and find what they're looking for as quickly as possible. So this is a great way to make sure that when they see that first page, your listing is one of those that's on there. And the other piece too is that 28% more families book on the mobile device than on the desktop. So the fear, again, going back to like the last minute, is that you may not be attracting your ideal family and group travel. What we're finding is the data actually shows those families prefer to book on mobile. And I think that we're going to continue to see those numbers grow as we get into time. And then again, final piece, similar to all of our promotions, the goal here is to increase your conversion rate, make sure that that search position is as high as possible. Because if we can get you into the top 15 positions, that receives over 65% of our clicks and 80% of our bookings. So there's a huge emphasis on that search position. So to wrap it up here with these promotions here, the main benefits to you as a host is, of course, search position and visibility. You'll very clearly see if you go onto the Vrbo dashboard now and you search anywhere for any available dates, there's a good chance that you're going to find properties that are utilizing promotions at the top of your search results here. So this is a great way for you to make sure that your property is putting its best foot forward in where you appear. The other piece too is that for the traveler side of things, they can very clearly see the value that you are offering them if they make that booking right now. So the goal is to influence travelers to not only just find your property, but also to say, this is a good enough deal for me to move forward with it right now. Again, if you can get in that top 15, that's going to get you over 65% of clicks and 80% of bookings. And now I'm going to pass it over to Ibrahim, and he's going to do a quick demo over some of our implementation.
Oh, thank you, Devin. Appreciate that. Hey, everyone. My name's Ibrahim. I'm on the Escapia product team. And today I'll be walking you through how to set up these promotions in Escapia. So let's say you start off in the performance dashboard. You'll want to navigate to rates, and under rates, you should see promotions. When you click on promotions, you'll see this screen pop up. Now, In our test agency, of course, we've been testing a lot. We've been creating promotions. Therefore, we have this backlog of promotions already created. If this is the first time that you're going to be creating a promotion, of course, you won't see this table. You only see that create a promotion button. One thing to call out is that these promotions only apply to Vrbo, and we've made that clear in the subheading over here. So let's go ahead and create a promotion. When you hit create a promotion, you'll see this site sheet pop up. Now, again, as Devin mentioned, in Escapia today, you already have the ability to create early booking and last minute promotions. Since I'm in this test agency, I see mobile and member only as well. These are promotions which we're testing, and we hope to release them to you very soon over here. So let's go ahead and create an early booking promotion. When you do that, you'll see a little bit of information about the promotions. As Devin mentioned, these are promotions which target those travelers who are booking 60 to 500 days in advance. What you can do is you can set up the discount percentage. This is customizable, so you can set it up to be anywhere between 1 and 75. You can also set the minimum days in advance that you want this promotion to show up. So what that means is, let's say if you set this to be 60, it means anyone booking 60 days in advance will see this promotion. Again, you can customize this. So let's say if you want this promotion to only show up if someone is booking a year ahead, you can go ahead and set that up. So let's make that 365. Then you'll have to select the stay dates. Now you've got two options over here. One is that you can do always on, which means that this promotion will always be active and will always show up. And if you hit that, you're good to go. You don't have to worry about setting dates. Or you can select the date range. So let's say if you want this promotion to only show up for the summer of 2026, you can go ahead and set that up as you want it to be. In our case, we'll leave it to be always on for now. Then you can add blockout dates. So these are dates you do not want that promotion being applied for. So think of Christmas, think of any peak season that you don't want this promotion to show up. You can go ahead and set that up. So let's say I want to make sure that for Christmas time, no one's getting that promotion. I also want to make sure New Year's that I block that out. So you can go ahead and do that. You can create as many blockout dates as you want as it suits your business. So let's go ahead and create those two promotion dates. Next up, you'll want to edit the length of stay rules. So length of stay rules allows you to make sure that you are customizing the length of stay for that booking. So let's say if you only want this promotion to apply to bookings under 30 nights, you can go ahead and do that as well. Just make sure that whatever you set up over here is in alignment with your unit's length of stay policy. So if your unit doesn't allow bookings beyond for more than 28 days, then setting up 1 to 30 over here will have no effect because the unit's length of stay policy will take effect. Next up, you can add the units that you want this promotion to apply to. When you hit that, you'll see a few different options. So over here, because we've already created a few promotions, we're just wanting to make sure that you're aware that you've already created promotions with these units. However, remember that Vrbo is not going to be stacking any of these promotions. So even if you have multiple promotions and they overlap in dates and they overlap in units, Vrbo will only choose the deepest discount. So don't worry about offering a double discount on accident. But we do want to make sure that you have visibility on that. So you can hide those promotions, you can hide those units that have already been attached to a promotion for those dates, or you can still create a promotion on it. You can select all, or you can do one by one. You can also search for the unit as you see fit. Then when you go ahead and click save, you're going to see a process kick off, which is going to distribute these promotions to the units that you've created, to the units that you selected on Vrbo. This process should be relatively fast. So even if you are attaching 100 units to this promotion, I don't expect it to take more than a couple minutes. When you're done with that, it will populate in your table over here. And in the table, you'll be able to see the type of the promotion that you created, the stay dates that you assigned it to, the units that you assigned it to, and then the discount percentage that you set, and whether it's active or inactive. Now you can edit these promotions at any time. So let's say if I want to edit the promotion that I just created, I'm going to go into early booking promotion over here. You can inactivate the promotion just by hitting this button over here. You can also edit the unit. So let's say for some reason you don't want a specific unit that you had initially selected to receive that promotion. All you have to do is come and edit it over here. And you can also edit all of the fields that you had initially set up, including discount percentage, including the minimum days in advance. You can change the stay dates. You can add, remove blockout dates. You can also change the length of stay policy. And again, you can also edit units over here. So we give you all sorts of customization if the need arises to edit that promotion. Moving on, I'm just going to quickly walk through the different promotions. We're not going to go through the entire flow again, but just so that you're aware of some of the key differences between these promotions. Starting with last minute, it's the exact same flow. The only difference is that this time we're asking you to enter days before arrival. So this promotion shows up for travelers who are booking between 1 and 30 days before check-in. And so you want to make sure that you assign when do you want this promotion to show up. So maybe you want this to be, hey, if someone is booking 14 days before check-in, great, I want to give them a promotion for doing so. Uh, Otherwise, the flow is exactly the same. Then you have mobile and member only, which will be coming very, very soon. So on mobile, it's the exact same flow, but this time we're not giving you, we're giving you basically the entire range, and it's for you to select. So you can choose how many nights in advance or days in advance you want this promotion to show, and you can also show the max nights in advance. So you have full control for mobile. And then comes the last one, which is member only. For member only, you have the option to assign you have the option to assign a discount to the blue tier, to the silver tier, and the gold tier. You must always provide the blue tier. So without the blue tier, there is no promotion in the first place. So let's say if I select 10% for blue, then you're allowed to enter the percentage for silver, and then you're allowed to enter the promotion for gold. You can create it just for blue, or you can also create it with all three. That is up to you. Now, you might be asking, okay, cool, like I've created these promotions, I'm getting bookings. How do I know what bookings I'm getting, how many bookings I'm getting, etc.? So there's two things that you must be aware of. So number one is we've created a report for you to be able to see these bookings and to be able to do analysis and figure out how it's benefiting your business and report on it, etc. That report will live under reservations, reports, Vrbo promotions report. When you click on that, it'll pull up this screen. It'll allow you to filter on booked on and allow you to enter the dates. And when you run report, you can see the entire list of Vrbo reservations that you received during that time frame, along with all of the details of the promotions. So you'll see discount percentage, you'll see the promotion type, et cetera, et cetera. You can also export to CSV if you need to. The other thing to be aware of is that we have also created a way for you to know if a booking comes in and that booking had a Vrbo promotion applied. So I pulled up this test reservation over here. If I click on open booking, you're going to see this message at the top, which will say this booking has a Vrbo promotion applied. Any action that recalculates the rent subtotal, for example, changing dates, number of guests or pets, or even clicking recalculate will remove the promotion. So you want to proceed with caution with these bookings to make sure that you don't accidentally remove the promotion. If you do, however, and if you still want to assign that promotion or you still want to give the traveler a discount, you can always use this field over here to do so. But this way you'll know when you have a promotion applied for a given booking. We'll also show you the promotion type and we'll show you the promotion discount as well. With that, I'm going to hand it back to Zach to close us out.
Really cool. Thanks so much, Ibrahim. We appreciate that. This is exciting stuff. I'm personally excited for what this does for our Escapia customers and what this does in terms of unlocking just that additional booking potential, and the visibility, the badging, and the filters. I know this is something that we've been looking forward to a while. If you'd like to dig into more of the how-to details, we do have pretty intuitive documentation available. If you navigate to Escapia or support.escapia.com and search for promotions, there is documentation that will walk you through step by step what Ibrahim just covered, as well as if you need any help getting these configured, getting them set up in your account, don't hesitate to reach out to the Escapia support team. More than happy to walk you through this. If you do want to learn more about the impact that this has on your Vrbo listings, your Vrbo strategy, you can reach out to your Vrbo account manager as well. I truly appreciate everyone taking the time to join us today. Have a great day. Thanks again from all of us here at Escapia and Vrbo.